What if I told you that the path you've been walking your entire life was not random? That your struggles, your breakthroughs, your spiritual initiations all followed an ancient map, etched not in stone, but in the very fabric of reality. A map so sacred, so precise, that mystics, sages, and seers across millennia risked their lives to protect its knowledge. It's been called by many names: the Sephirotic ladder, the blueprint of the soul, the anatomy of God. But most know it simply as the Tree of Life. And no, this is not just an abstract symbol in Jewish mysticism or an old glyph from a dusty scroll. The Tree of Life is real. It is a multidimensional map of human consciousness, a divine mirror, a spiritual GPS, a sacred design that reveals who you truly are, and the hidden path you've already been walking, lifetime after lifetime. It's encoded in your DNA, reflected in your chakras, whispered in your dreams, and woven into the architecture of temples, cathedrals, pyramids, and even your nervous system. But here's the secret no one ever told you. You've already been walking this tree. Every heartbreak, every awakening, every loop and pattern, it's all part of this living map. You just didn't know what you were walking through until now. So in this journey, we're going to decode the entire tree, not as an abstract philosophy, but as your personal roadmap to ascension. You'll see how the Tree of Life outlines your soul's journey through realms of limitation, awakening, mastery, and return. You'll learn how each sphere, or sephira, corresponds to stages in your life, your body, your psyche, and your divine potential. And by the end of this video, you won't just understand the tree, you'll recognize it, like an ancient memory awakening in your bones. Because this isn't a metaphor. This is the architecture of you. If this message stirs something ancient in your soul, subscribe, because the next part of this series goes even deeper. Let's keep unfolding this map together. The Tree of Life is not a symbol to be worshipped, it is a structure to be remembered. It's composed of 10 emanations, known as Sephiroth, each one a living portal, a vibrational realm, and a stage of your soul's unfolding. You've already passed through some of them. Others, you're standing in right now. And a few await you, just beyond the veil of your next awakening. Let's begin from the bottom and ascend. 10. Malkuth, the kingdom, the base of the tree, the realm of form, matter, physicality. This is where you were born into a body, into limitation, gravity, density. Here, everything feels separate. Spirit seems far away. But the secret of Malkuth is this: the divine is hidden in the mundane. Every traffic jam, heartbreak, and financial crisis is a test. Will you remember the light within the darkness? Most never rise beyond this level. But if you're watching this, you already have. 9. Yesod, the foundation. This is the subconscious realm, the world of dreams, emotions, and inherited programming. Yesod is the astral mirror, the realm of illusion and projection. Here, you confront your shadows, your traumas, your ancestral patterns. And here's the truth. Most people are stuck replaying karmic loops in Yesod without even realizing it. But once you awaken to the dream, you begin to reshape reality from the inside out. 8. Hod Splendor, the realm of logic, language, structure, and left-brain thinking. This is where we create mental frameworks, religions, sciences, ideologies. But it's also where we can become trapped by dogma, rules, and endless analysis. When you're stuck in Hod, you argue about truth instead of embodying it. But the gift of Hod is clarity, precision, sacred speech. It teaches you to think clearly so you can speak your truth with power. 7. Netzach victory, emotion, intuition, the right brain, the realm of passion, desire, and flow. Where Hod is cold logic, Netzach is hot emotion. It's the realm of art, beauty, sensuality, and the emotional undercurrents that guide your every move. But beware, unmastered emotion here becomes obsession, addiction, or codependency. To balance Netzach and Hod is to unite the heart and the mind. Only then can you rise. 6. Sephiroth beauty. This is the heart of the tree, both literally and spiritually. Sephiroth is the realm of the soul, the higher self, the Christed light. It is the moment of awakening when you realize you are not the ego, you are not the body, you are the bridge between heaven and earth. From here, all true service, artistry, and healing flows. But to enter Sephiroth, the ego must die. This is the realm of the sacred wound, the crucifixion, and the resurrection. If you're starting to feel like this tree isn't just a diagram, but a mirror of your own life, you're absolutely right. Stay with me, because we're only halfway through. 5. Geburah severity. This is the realm of discipline, strength, and divine judgment. Not punishment, but purification. Geburah is the fire that burns away illusion. It cuts cords, ends relationships, collapses identities. It is the realm of karmic return, cosmic justice, and necessary endings. But without Geburah, there is no growth. This is where you learn to say no, to walk away, to sacrifice what is false for what is real. 4. Hesed mercy. The counterbalance to Geburah. Here, you encounter divine compassion, expansion, blessing, abundance. This is the realm of mentors, miracles, and higher benevolence. It teaches you that true power is not control, it's generosity. But ungrounded Hesed becomes spiritual bypass. Love without boundaries, compassion without discernment. To walk this realm, you must balance heart and sword. Only then can you become a vessel of true grace. 3. Binah understanding. Now we enter the supernal triad, the higher realms. Binah is the Great Mother, the cosmic womb. It is the source of structure, time, memory, and sacred form. Binah gives birth to everything, then watches it die and return. To enter Binah is to understand the nature of cycles, karma, and death itself. This is where the soul becomes wise. 2. Chokmah wisdom. The Great Father. The electric flash of insight. Where Binah is the womb, Chokmah is the seed. It is pure energy, unformed intelligence, divine impulse. Here, language collapses. You don't think truth, you become it. Chokmah is the realm of direct gnosis, when you suddenly just know. And finally, 1. Keter the crown. The origin point, the Godhead, the Ein Sof pouring into form. Keter is not a goal, it's a remembrance. It is the moment you realize there is no separation. You were never apart. You are the tree. You are the light. You are the divine dreamer and the dream. But here's the paradox of Keter. The higher you ascend, the more humble you become. Because the closer you get to Source, the more you dissolve into it. Let this sink in. You've already visited many of these realms. Now, you're remembering the pattern. You're mapping your life through the tree. Stay with me as I go deeper into the meaning behind this map. You now know the 10 Sephiroth, but the Tree of Life is more than just 10 spheres floating in space. It is a sacred architecture, a multidimensional code. And within it are hidden patterns, lines, paths, alignments that reveal the structure of reality itself. Each line connecting the Sephiroth is called a path, and together These 22 paths correspond to the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, the 22 major arcana of the tarot, and the 22 vibrations of the soul's journey through this plane. Let that sink in. The Tree of Life is not just a symbol of ascent. It's a map of transformation, encoded into the very language of creation. And here's what most people don't realize. You're not just in one sphere at a time. You are constantly moving between spheres, walking these 22 paths, cycling through their lessons, weaving a divine tapestry with your life. Let's look closer. The tree stands on 3 pillars, and each one represents a fundamental force in the universe. The left pillar is severity, structure, discipline, boundaries. It's the path of refinement through fire. The right pillar is mercy, love, expansion, compassion. It's the path of healing through grace. The middle pillar is balance, the alchemical fusion of opposites. This is the path of kings, queens, and true initiates. Your soul travels between these pillars constantly. When you face a breakup, a loss, a dark night, you're walking the pillar of severity. When you feel guided, loved, protected, you're receiving from the pillar of mercy. But when you hold both in your heart and stand in silent knowing, you walk the middle path, the spine of the tree, the serpent's ascent. 2 great currents move through the tree, the lightning flash of creation and the serpent of return. The lightning flash begins at Keter and zigzags down the tree, like the Big Bang descending into form. It's the soul descending from divine oneness into separation, embodiment, and experience. But once the soul is fully embodied, the path reverses. You become the serpent ascending, the awakened one rising from Malkuth back up toward Keter. This is the secret of Kundalini, of ascension. Of all mythic heroes and wounded healers, you descended as spirit into matter. And now, you return with wisdom. This is why your journey has felt both chaotic and purposeful. You were never just wandering. You were tracing this ancient spiral all along. But here's the true revelation. The Tree of Life is not just cosmic. It's biological, neurological, energetic. Look closely, and you'll see. The 10 Sephiroth mirror the 7 chakras, with Keter and Malkuth as crown and root, and others bridging the heart and solar plexus. The 3 pillars mirror the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna nadis, the channels of your subtle body. The paths align with your nervous system, firing synaptic lightning between centers. And the tree itself resembles the spine, the central axis of your being. This is not coincidence. It's sacred design. The Tree of Life is a blueprint of your soul's anatomy, and your body is the temple that carries it. Every mystical tradition has spoken of this, in veiled language. The Kabbalists taught it as the Sephiroth. The yogis mapped it through chakras. The Hermeticists encoded it into alchemical glyphs. And modern mystics, we're here to remember it again, in full light. So now the question becomes, where are you on the tree? And more importantly, which path are you walking next? If this map is awakening something within you, the next section will guide you through how to work with it consciously. It's one thing to understand the tree, it's another thing to walk it consciously. Because the Tree of Life is not just a map of mystical ideas, it is a living, breathing process of embodiment. And here's the truth no one tells you. You are always walking the tree. The question is, are you walking it with awareness or asleep? Once you start to recognize the signs, the initiations, the sacred architecture, your life begins to change in extraordinary ways. Let's explore how you can work with the tree, right now, in the world you live in. 1. Locate where you are. Each Sephira represents a state of being. Your first step is to identify your current position on the tree. Are you in Malkuth, struggling with material survival? In Yesod, facing emotional patterns, dreams, or illusions? In Geburah, navigating loss, endings, ego death? Or perhaps you're hovering at Tifereth, being called to rise into heart-led service? You don't have to be in only one Sephirah, but becoming aware of your primary stage reveals the lesson you're being asked to master. This awareness is power, because once you see the realm, you can walk its path with intention. 2. Walk the path, not just the destination. Too many spiritual seekers fixate on ascension. They want to reach Keter, the crown, the Godhead, without honoring the journey. But the tree is not a ladder to climb. It's a circuit to be activated, a pattern to be lived. Each path between spheres is a soul initiation. For example, the path from Yesod to Tifereth is the journey from illusion to truth, from shadow work to soul embodiment. The path from Netzach to Hod is the balance between emotion and reason, between passion and precision. The path from Geburah to Hesed is the sacred dance between discipline and compassion. When you know what path you're walking, you stop resisting life's challenges. You start seeing them as keys, unlocking the next level of your consciousness. 3. Embody the middle pillar. The most powerful work you can do? Align with the middle pillar. This is the vertical current that connects Malkuth, Yesod, Tifereth, Dath, and Keter. It is the spine of the tree, the serpent path, the road of balance, clarity, and divine embodiment. You walk this path when you balance structure with intuition. You speak truth without attack. You lead with heart, not ego. You honor both the human and the divine within you. Daily practices that align you with the middle pillar include breathwork through the spine, meditation on the tree's central channel, mirror work connecting lower self to higher self, and sacred stillness, the space between thought where Keter whispers. The more you walk the middle pillar, the more the tree activates within you. 4. Ritualize your movement through the tree. The tree isn't just an idea, it's an energetic pattern you can engage. Try this. Journal from each Sephirah as if it were a voice within you. Ask, what does Geburah have to teach me today? What wound does Tifereth want me to open? Build altars or symbolic spaces for each Sephirah. Light a candle for Hod when you seek clarity. Offer rose petals to Netzach when you feel overwhelmed by emotion. Meditate along the tree. Visualize the Sephiroth glowing as spheres of light within your body, from Malkuth at your feet to Keter above your crown. These small rituals awaken deep memory, because your soul knows this map. You've walked it many times before. 5. Live as the tree. Eventually, the tree of life is not something you study. It becomes something you are. Your words become the voice of Hod. Your emotions become the waves of Netzach. Your heart radiates the light of Tifereth. Your choices reflect the discernment of Geburah and the mercy of Hesed. And your being, your very presence, becomes the middle pillar, a living channel between heaven and earth. This is the path of the alchemist, the mystic, the Christed one, not someone who escaped life, but someone who fully embodied it. And now we arrive at the final revelation. Because once you learn to walk the tree with presence, you discover something astonishing. You've been the tree all along. By now, you've seen it. The tree of life isn't something out there. It's not just a diagram on a scroll or a glyph in a mystical book. It is a mirror, a key, a cosmic blueprint encoded deep within you. The Sephiroth are not distant spheres. They are states of your own being, activated, forgotten, reawakened. And the more you walk this tree with awareness, the more you realize you are the tree. Let this sink in. Your spine is the middle pillar. Your nervous system is the lightning flash of divine creation. Your thoughts, emotions, and choices light up the pathways between realms. And your soul, your essence, is the unifying field that holds it all together. You are the bridge. You are not just human. You are not just divine. You are the bridge, the union of opposites, the sacred tension between heaven and earth. You are the tree that unites spirit and flesh, light and form, infinite and finite. When you forgive, you walk Hesed. When you set a boundary, you anchor Gebura. When you create, you channel Netzach. When you speak truth, you rise through Hod. When you act from love, you radiate Tifereth. And when you remember your divine origin, you crown yourself with Keter. This is not a myth. It is not philosophy. It is the hidden structure of your soul, now remembered. The secret hidden in the name. Even the name Tree of Life is not random. In Hebrew, it is Etz Chaim, Etz Chaim. Etz means tree. Chaim means life. But not just survival, it means living essence, soul vitality. So when you live this tree, you don't just awaken. You become fully alive, vibrating with the divine current that animates all of creation. This is what the mystics tried to tell us, that the Tree of Life was not a relic of the past. It was a living system meant to be walked, embodied, and realized in every soul ready to remember. The forgotten map has found you. And here's the final secret. The tree did not just appear in your path by accident. It found you because you're ready. You've walked lifetimes preparing for this remembrance. Every pain, every gift, every strange synchronicity, all of it was guiding you back to this route. You are not just awakening to a teaching. You are reawakening to a path you chose long ago. And now, you are standing in the sacred center of the tree. Not just walking it, but becoming it. You are the map. You are the myth. You are the bridge between what was and what's to come. If this message stirred something ancient in your soul, subscribe, because the next part of this journey goes even deeper. We are building a sacred library here, and you are part of it. The forgotten light in you is remembering. Don't turn away now.